because everyone knows I'm a Taylor Swift bitch. God, that song had me in a chokehold. Got a long list of Starbucks lovers. That's patriarchy, darling. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Rachel, not Ray Reads. Follow me on Instagram, you know you want to. In today's video, I'm here for all my Swifties.
Are you ready for it?
I'm a Swiftie. I'm here for the girlies. It's 1989 Taylor's version. Book recommendations. You're welcome. So I'm going to go through the track list and give you a book recommendation that fits each song, in my opinion. I'm sure there'll be people out there who think, oh, that book doesn't match that song. Well, it's my opinion! So yeah, let's get into the video because we've got 16 songs to get through, which includes the bonus songs. I'm not doing the vault tracks because I haven't listened to them when I'm filming the video, but if you enjoy this video and you want me to, I will do a extra video of the vault tracks and give you a book recommendation for those. I'm wearing my cardigan, but it's hot so I'm taking it off. There. As you can see, look at my t-shirt. Karma is a cat. I'm a dog person, but Karma is a cat. So yeah, let's get into the video. If you want a deep dive on the 1989 era, I recommend that you watch Ali Sheehan. I think her name is Sheenan. A girl named Ali, I think that's her name. I'll tag her in the description. But she's got all things Taylor. She's like the Taylor biographer. She goes through all the songs. So I watched her video and took some notes on what she said. My stomach just made a noise there and I don't know if the camera picked it up, but we'll see in the editing. But what was that about? Yeah, so watch Ali's video. Like I said, I'll link it in the description. She said that the 1989 whole album, the story arc, is basically a relationship from beginning to end, because I know people like to look into the lyrics, us Taylor Swift girlies. As soon as she releases the songs, I've got them lyrics up and you better believe I'm going through them. Let's get to them, shall we? Because I'm rambling on 18 pages front and back here. So the first book, Welcome to New York. The first song is Welcome to New York, and the book I've picked for that is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. This book is basically about a 20-something woman who is British but she moves to New York, and it's just about her and the colourful characters that she meets when she's there and the ups and downs of the relationship she gets into with an American man who's a bit older than her. It's just like a really amazing contemporary book with really rich, vivid characters. Each chapter you're getting sort of a different character in her life, and the author really captures each of the different characters so much that you could read a book on all the characters. But since Welcome to New York's about Taylor taking the step as a young woman and moving to New York, jealous much. It's about her going out into the big city and living a life, living a best life. Not only do I think this is a perfect book for that song, I also think, Taylor, if you're watching this video, because we know you're probably watching it,
that is not correct.
read this book because I think you'll really like it. Also, one of my favourite lyrics in Welcome to New York is Taylor giving us gay rights when she says, gay rights. The next song is Blank Space, and the book we've got is Boyparts.
But I've got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
This is a bit of a dark book, but I think it fits the song because the song's very tongue-in-cheek and Taylor is poking fun at the media's representation of her image as like a man-eater, and she's all, you know, unhinged and she's plotting behind closed doors. And now we know that she plays into the narrative, as she should, because a lot of the narratives that the media come up with, you know, they don't do that with male stars. But she's getting made an example of because she's a popular female star in the song, which is one of Taylor's most tongue-in-cheek and sharp songs. She just really destroys. She just comes in and basically kills everyone with her lyrics. Taylor wrote the song. It was written in lots of little clapbacks that she thought about, and then she put them into the song, and obviously the video's iconic. She's like, you want me to be that character? Hold me purse. But this book's really dark, and people might think that's a bit dark, but I felt it was fitting because in this book, I would say the main protagonist, unhinged, she's playing a character in a sense that she's not being who she truly is, because who she truly is very dark, and she plays with gender roles and the dynamics of what you expect a woman to be like, or a female protagonist. She's certainly not likeable, so it kind of fits into the gender roles I think Taylor's kind of writing about in the song. She's kind of like playing into the sexist persona that the media makes her out to be. So yeah, I think this is kind of like a good tongue-in-cheek dark book to fit that song. We could pick more funny or romantic books because a lot of Taylor's songs could be interpreted as romantic, but I want to be a bit more unique than that. And Taylor also gave us Starbucks Lovers, so I obviously didn't think it was Starbucks Lovers, but my friend, he genuinely thought it was Starbucks Lovers. Sorry if the lighting's changed, it's lighting's not going to play today. The next song is Style. And the book I've picked for that is The Pisces by Broder, which is basically a really unique love story between a woman and a merman.
Under the sea, under the sea.
I know it sounds weird, and you're like, Rachel, how does that fit the Song of Style? We'll never go out of style. Well, the reason I've picked this book is because the song Style is basically about the relationship that Taylor had, where she feels like because she's in the relationship with this person, I wonder who she's talking about. She feels like there's a secretness to the relationship. They have to be very secret because it's high profile. So in this, obviously she needs to be secret because girl's going out with a merman.
That's weird.
She has to meet up. Midnight, you come and pick me up, no headlights. Midnight, you come and pick me up, you're a merman. The next song is Out of the Woods. And the book I've picked is The Most Fun We Ever Had by Lombardo. This book is basically a generational story about a family, and you follow the main relationship is the relationship between the mother and the father and how that impacts the children.
Trauma.
And it goes through the whole generational relationship of the family from when their parents meet and how the relationship changes when they have children and, you know, get domesticated, have a family, and how it impacts the relationship. But at the core of the relationship is still the love in their relationship. It's just a really amazing book that I don't think that many people talk about, and you don't see it as much in the book community. And I think this is fitting for Out of the Woods because Out of the Woods is basically about the relationship that Taylor's in, where they feel like they're constantly, she feels the anxiety of the relationship never being secure, and she feels like they're always looking over the backs and not able to fully relax in the relationship. And because this is a generational story and it talks about the highs and lows of relationships, the good parts but also the bad parts that almost break the relationship, I think it's really fitting for that song. So that's my recommendation for that. The next song is All You Had to Do Was Stay, and the book that I picked for that song is Vanishing by Bennett. Fantastic book. Bennett also has another book called The Mothers, which I highly recommend, and this book follows a pair of twins, identical twins, who grow up in a small community and they're black, but they can pass for being Caucasian because the skin is light, and basically identical twins, and they get separated at a pivotal moment in their life and they lead two different lives and different paths. Then as they get older, they do somehow reconnect, and you follow different characters through the lives, and you follow how one's gone on one path and the other one has gone on a completely different path. There's something that brings them together, but they'll always be together and connected because they're identical twins, but they also missed out on a big portion of their lives together. I thought this was fitting, for all you had to do was stay, because for their relationship to continue on and their bonds to continue in the way that twins tend to bond, all they did have to do was stay. I know that's a literal rendition, but the fact that they didn't stay together really impacted their whole life trajectory and the relationship. So I thought this would be a great book for that song. Next, we've got the song that had me in a chokehold when the album came out. I feel like anyone who knows me would say the song that reminds them most of me, Taylor Swift, because everyone knows I'm a Taylor Swift bitch, is... God, that song had me in a chokehold. So the book I've picked for that is Bossy Pants by Tina Fey, one of the best celebrity memoirs or autobiographies that I've read. So funny, it's literally, you'll be lolling. And I remember when I was reading it and I was actually just cracking up because it's so funny, and there's lots of funny people who've written books, but the way Tina Fey tells the story is really unique. Did I say funny? Because it's really funny.
You're basic.
But the reason I picked this book is because Shake It Off is about obviously Taylor getting a lot of hate and negative attention, and I feel like a lot of that attention that she gets, the negative attention, not only is it sexist, but she's getting it because she's a woman who's really popular in the pop industry, and a lot of what is said about her would never be said to a male counterpart.
She's got a point.
And the funny thing with Tina Fey is that she had a very important career at SNL, and she was one of the more important senior figures in the SNL team, but she talks about how her being a woman would get treated differently to those of her peers who were men. And as the book's called Bossy Pants, it explores the fact that women are called bossy when they assert themselves.
I'm bossy.
Whereas men are called strong and assertive. And I think that's kind of the point Taylor's trying to make, where she's like, I'll just shake it off because the haters gonna hate.
Blocking out the haters.
The player's gonna play, but she has to shake it off, because if she got angry, she'd be getting angry constantly, because, you know, she just is treated differently as a woman in pop, and unfortunately that's patriarchy, darling.
Why didn't Barbie tell me about patriarchy, which, to my understanding, is where men and horses run everything?
The next song is I Wish You Would. And the book I've picked is Normal People by Sally Rooney. And obviously, you know, the Tumblr girlies, the book girlies, they all love Sally Rooney, especially Normal People. If you're not familiar with it, Normal People follows Marianne and Connell, and they meet in school. Marianne's kind of more reserved and she gets picked on a little bit. She's an outcast, and Connell's more popular, and they get into a secret relationship, but then their relationship continues into adulthood, and when they go to university the tables kind of get reversed because Connell feels like an outcast, whereas Marianne fits in a lot more.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
And it's a very will they, won't they, just shut up and tell each other how you feel kind of relationship, which, you know, it's great to read, but it's very frustrating as well. I Wish You Would, the song, is about how Taylor just wishes the person who she's thinking about in the relationship would come back to the relationship and they could just get over whatever separated them. And in those moments, she just wishes for them to rekindle the relationship, and that's very much what's going on in this book. The song and the book has a lot of reflection on why things didn't work out in the relationship, but wanting to get over that to continue and strengthen the relationship. So yeah, Sally Rooney, Normal People. The next song is Bad Blood.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood.
I think I'm funny with this book. Because baby, now we've got bad blood, and yeah, we do, because it's Gone Girl. Amazing Amy has entered the chat and she said, honey, we certainly have a bit of bad blood. Obviously the song Bad Blood, we all know it. It's about Taylor having bad blood with another female or another person in general. It doesn't necessarily, her story is about the female, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a female. And she's just talking about being stabbed in the back and getting revenge. And this book, talk about getting revenge. She gets revenge good and proper.
Soon to be presumed dead. And my lazy, lying, cheating, oblivious husband will go to prison for my murder.
Gone Girl is basically a story of Amazing Amy, who is in a relationship and she's married and she's very unhappy in the relationship and she thinks her husband is taking her for granted. And she finds out he's having an affair, and let's just say she takes Unhinged to another level. She fakes her own death. I'm not saying anymore. She came for him. She said, just you wait.
Not my problem.
The next song is Wildest Dreams.
Wildest dreams, wildest dreams,
And the book I've picked for that is Luster by Raven Lalani. This book is about a 20-something living in New York and she gets into a somewhat toxic relationship with someone who's a bit older. It just follows her having a bit of a messy 20s in this relationship that she shouldn't really be in, but then she gets intertwined with him and his family life. I think that's a great book suggestion. Blow your own horn, why don't you? It fits well with Wildest Dreams because in Wildest Dreams, Taylor's idealising a relationship and it seems like in the lyrics she's talking about someone who's a bit older and she's basically romanticising what it would be like. This is the reality of what that relationship would be like. I really love Raven Lalani's, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, her writing. It's very contemporary and fresh. Yeah, and in Wildest Dreams, it's like, Taylor girly, this isn't going to end well. The next song is How You Get the Girl, and the book I've picked for that is Happy Place by Emily Henry.
and that's how it works. It's how you get the girl.
I've got to include Emily Henry. She's our rom-com girly queen girl boss. And in the song, How You Get the Girl, Taylor's just talking about how this is how you should act if you want to secure a relationship. Treat your women well and maybe they'll want to stay with you.
Slay. And yas.
And this is a overview of a relationship that crumbles, but then the foundations are built again and they may or may not get back together. You'll have to read it and find out. Yeah, in the song, Taylor kind of sings from dual perspectives, the person and the observer, and it's a lot about timing. You know, some relationships don't work and it can be a timing issue, and this book is proof of that. So that's the book pick for that song. The next song is This Love.
This love is good, this love is bad, this love is a light back from the dead.
And the book is Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. The book top girlies love this. Gay rights. Yeah, from Ali's video again, I'm referencing the Queen Ali, Taylor's biographer. She said that the song This Love started as a poem. So Taylor wrote it as a poem and then adapted it into a song. And it's about reminiscing about a past relationship or a relationship you want or a relationship you're in. And this is... this book. Get ready for your heart to be pulled out your chest. But in it, she goes through, obviously, 7 husbands, but there's one true love. And if you want to find out who it is, read the book. The next song is I Know Places. And the book is I'm a Fan by Sheena Patel. This is a very unique book. It came out this year and the way it's written is it's written from an unnamed narrator who's in an unequal relationship and she's also cyber stalking someone.
Oh Lord.
Without, you know, I'm not telling you who is who because then you won't need to read the book, but she's very much a fly on the wall. And I Know Places is about finding secret hidden places where this relationship that's very fragile and all eyes are on it. They won't be found. So in this, it's a lot about secrets, looking out and looking in and observing, and how eyes are constantly on people, especially with social media. But, you know, that's obviously heightened in the song because it's a high profile relationship. But this book plays well with the different dynamics of looking and being looked at and being found out. And I think that's really what drew me to pick this book for that song. So yeah, that's the book for that. Sorry if the lighting's changed again. We're getting later in the afternoon and the sun. She's a diva. The next song is Clean. The book I picked for that is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, and this is a very touching book about being in a very emotionally abusive relationship. And the song Clean is about a relationship being, Taylor links the relationship to addiction and how you kind of struggle to leave them even if they're not the best thing for you to be in, and there's a lot of toxic elements to the relationship, but you still want to try and make it work. And in this, she basically is living that. You know, she loves this person and she's in a relationship with them even though they treat her terribly. And as you know, a lot of us have been made aware of, toxic and abusive relationships are very complex, and you think, oh, I wouldn't do that, this and that, I'd do this, but until you're in it you don't know. This is a really great exploration of that, and it's also a same-sex relationship, which I think isn't spoken about enough when speaking about abuse in relationships. So I think she tackles that in a very touching, heartfelt and important way. And in Clean, she describes how it's difficult to leave, and you know, when you're basically addicted to the relationship. So it's a great match for this book. The next song is Wonderland. I think we're on to the bonus tracks now that we're on the deluxe edition. They're not on the standard edition. So we've got Wonderland. And the book I've picked is Acts of Desperation by Megan Nolan, and this is about a very toxic relationship. And in Wonderland, she's talking, obviously it's a reference to Alice in Wonderland, but she talks about being in the relationship where they got lost in the relationship and the fun parts of it, but it wasn't a good relationship, and in the end they both went mad. She actually says that in the song. She says life was never worse, but it was never better either.
No thank you. No thank you. No thank you.
In this, it's a very one-sided relationship where the female protagonist she's trying her best to make this relationship work with this person that she's in love with, but he's being emotionally abusive and very toxic. Red flag central.
Disgusting!
It started out, you know, love bombing at the beginning, and then they both went mad because she's mad because she wants to try and make him see what the relationship is happening in the relationship, and it will never be aware of it because, you know, toxic masculinity. The next song is You Are in Love. The book I picked for that is Writers and Lovers by Lily King. This is the only book I've read of Lily King's, but I was really blown away by it, and it follows a young woman who, I'm pretty sure it's set in Boston, and she wants to be a writer, and it follows her life as she's obviously working a day job. She works as a waitress and she's trying to make it as a writer, and she's interacting with other writers, and it's about wanting to achieve and grasp at your dreams and your goals, but the realities and the relationships and what happens in them in real time. And in You Are in Love, she's talking about the moments when you realise that you've fallen in love, and she describes the feelings. And in this, she has lots of different relationships of different dynamics, and it's only when, you know, she's looking back on certain relationships throughout the book that she figures out that who the stronger relationships and the more reliable and solid relationships were with. And it's just a really well written book, and it's just stunning.
Oh, stunning.
And finally The last song is New Romantics, and I still can't believe Taylor didn't put that on the standard edition.
Right to jail.
But we got it on the Deluxe. New Romantics, and the book is the final book, Queenie, by Candace Carty-Williams, and this is a 20-something contemporary book of a young woman in London, and she just got out of a relationship and she's living, you know, she's living her best life. She's going on dates, she's meeting up with people, she meets some toxic horrors.
Again, a fucking again.
And, you know, she's just enjoying her life, but also she explores how it impacts her mental health as, you know, her mental health deteriorating, but also it's exploring the relationships and the new experiences that she has as a young 20-something woman in the city, and it's just a really stunning, well-written book. So it's very fitting because New Romantics talks about, you know, being young and wanting to go out and have fun.
I'm excited and I feel relaxed and I'm ready to party.
She talks about, you know, just wanting to enjoy your life and live your life, and everyone's so bored of everything, but they also want to do everything. It's just a really specific moment in your life, I think, where you feel like you want to explore new, exciting things, but also things don't seem to live up to what you build them up to be. Well, that was my interpretation anyway. Yeah, that was Queenie for New Romantics. So yeah, that was all the books that I picked for 1989 Taylor's version, and now I'm gonna go listen to 1989 Taylor's version, because when I have released this video, hopefully the album will be out. Let's hope anyway. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favourite Taylor Swift song is. If you liked this video, let me know in the comments if you want me to do the vault tracks, because I will do that. It'll be shorter than this video, obviously, but I will do it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Shake it up, shake